The All Progressives Congress (APC) on Friday reacted to the endorsement of presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar. Mallam Lanre Issa-Onilu, APC National Publicity Secretary, said this came after Atiku has tactically avoided speaking on his restructuring plans during his campaigns. He noted that with a few members of Ohanaeze falling for Atiku's antics, it has now become clear that the purported endorsement of Atiku's presidential ambition does not enjoy the support of most of the Igbos. The spokesman in a statement made available to Daily Post said, "One such proof is the statement by the Anambra state governments dissociating the state from the dubious endorsement of Atiku contained in the equally disputed communique. It would now seem that few people in Ohanaeze are trying to misrepresent the interest of the Igbo, and we wonder whether these people are part of Atiku's friends that he has promised to make rich as a cardinal policy of his government? Many questions beg for answers. Besides the deceitful restructuring promise, what else do the Igbo stand to gain from an Atiku presidency? Nothing. Could it be that Atiku and the PDP's restructuring rhetoric is selective and bespoke for specific audiences? The answer is yes. Atiku's restructuring rhetoric is simply a convenient, simplistic and populist gimmick aimed at whipping up and exploiting perceived sentiments ahead of the 2019 elections. Igbo and indeed all Nigerians must be wary of Atiku and his PDP ilk, who in their desperate quest for power are ever ready to play fraudulent political games and parade themselves as ethnic champions to the gullible. We must protect the sanctity of our nationhood. Atiku has refused to speak on the nature of the restructuring that he is cashing in on. But little wonder, because he is transactional in nature. Atiku has no plan for this country and he is not pretending about it. He has said it clearly and on many occasions that he is seeking power to be able to sell off national assets to make his friends and himself rich. There is no doubt that Atiku only intends to use and dump the Igbo people. Igbo should not forget that it was during the administration of former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Atiku as vice that Nigeria's political history witnessed the frequent manipulated changes to the Senate presidency and setting of Igbo brothers against one another for political gains. Without playing to the gallery, the President Muhammadu Buhari-led APC administration has pursued a deliberate policy of probity, inclusive governance and national spread in the allocation of our national resources and developmental projects across the country. In particular, about 69 verifiable road and bridge projects are ongoing in the southeast. This is unprecedented in the history of our nation. Although the contracts for many of the roads were awarded by past PDP administrations, they were either poorly funded or not funded at all, hence work on the road and bridge projects were previously stalled. Currently, the roads and bridges, which are spread across the 5 states in the southeast, are in different stages of completion, thanks to the funding sourced by the President Buhari-led APC administration from budgetary allocations, the second bond in the Presidential Infrastructure Development Fund. The APC remains the most sincere political platform working to ensure better inclusion and mainstreaming of all geopolitical zones in the governance of the country. We have held constructive, purposeful, countrywide and multi-sectoral conversation on core issues of true federalism and devolution of powers in line with the party's change agenda. Igbo and indeed all Nigerians must be wary of the machinations of conmen who now masquerade as messiahs in the garb of politicians. Their antecedents does not synchronize with the image they now purport, which is dangerous. They are latter-day converts on the issue of restructuring who hitherto occupied public offices and did nothing on the issues of restructuring. They have now regrouped to exploit the issue of restructuring in furtherance of their selfish political interests. Their sudden silence on the issue of restructuring is certainly ominous.